I'm happy you brought that up because I was on First Take the other day and this conversation came up. Do you think a European player could ever be the face of the NBA?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. I think it's a new NBA. I mean, I had a couple people disagree with me that day, but I think it's a completely different NBA than what we saw growing up. It's a completely different league now. I don't see why, a Luka can't be the face of the NBA. I don't see why SGA can't be the face of the NBA. I don't. I mean, even though Canada is not Europe, it doesn't have to be. I don't feel like it has to be an American-born play anymore.
I don't.
I mean, we're at the point where the sixth man is getting $100 million.
Yeah.
We never thought that we see that. We thought that the sixth man was always gonna make six-man money.
Yeah.
And you can come off the bench and make $100 million right now.
And why? Because our game has grown globally.
Yes.
Like this game is not unique to just us anymore.
No, it ain't.
Right? It's a global game.
Yes.
It's really our superpower, right? The NFL dominates here in the United States. But like as far as our appeal and kind of what separates us is bringing all these different countries together,
Yes.
for this one common goal. So I don't think it's a problem with a guy, if they have enough charisma and they have enough character and they got the game that matches it, I think they should. I think Luka being in LA, I think at some point he will.
Well, that's who I picked. That's why I picked Luka. Obviously, one of the most historical franchises in the game of basketball.
Right.
They're still selling out. The jerseys, the Laker jerseys still makes a statement no matter where it is.
That's right.
And now you talk about a 25-year-old superstar.
Yeah,
who,
Luka Cole.
Has the
Cole.
What?
Cole.
Cole is what?
Cole.
How you felt about the trade?
I like it. I like it for the game, to get your superstars in the big markets. I know smaller markets probably don't want to hear that shit,
Yeah.
but to get your superstars in big markets really help.
Yes.
I think the biggest thing that Luka will benefit from is being around LeBron and his professionalism and his, dedication to the game and how he handles the media and how he carries himself. Because that's an area where he can grow.
Yes.
That's really where all his criticism comes, basically, in his habits and his defense.
Yes.
And I think those are fair, observations.
Yes.
He got to get in better shape. If you're gonna play 30 minutes a night, 35 minutes a night, and have to, score, rebound, pass, and if you want to win championships, you're gonna have to have some resistance on the defensive end.
Yes.
So I think like being able to see LeBron in that space, being in LA, is definitely gonna heighten the experience for Luka in the NBA.
I mean, right now they moved up to number 2 in the West. You know what I'm saying? I still think that even though they won the other night against Denver, I still think in a 7-game series they'll struggle just because they have nothing for Joker. There's no answer for Joker. But I do think in a 7-game series they can compete against anybody in the West.
I agree.
They can compete against, and they got a chance.
I agree.
It's not one of those games where we picking the other team immediately. You looking at this Laker team, and you looking at the other teams in the West, and you're saying they match up pretty good with everybody. The only team, like I said, I worry about Denver, and I worry about OKC because the size, the Chets, the Hartensteins, the Jokers, that Mark Williams trade that didn't go through for the Lakers, bringing in that big body that can go vertical and give Luka that vertical spacing and also can guard the rim on the other side. I think that's what will hurt him. But I like what they're doing. I was one of those guys that was wondering, could J.J. Redick quiet the noise in the locker room and just get guys to focus on the main thing? To his credit, he's been able to do that. He's been able to get guys to focus on the main thing. He's been able to quiet the noise, and he's been able to get those guys to connect. So I see that. You know what I'm saying? So the question is, will they have enough this year? And I just don't know if they will have enough this year. But I like what the future looks like. I like what Bron is doing. We talking about MVPs. We talking about SGAs. We talking about Joker. And Bron done slid into that MVP conversation with the shit he's doing right now.
He's right there. Yeah, I think they're a contender. Anytime you got LeBron on your team, you got an opportunity to win.
Yes.
I don't think we've seen him play with somebody like Luka since maybe Wade.
Yes.
Kyrie obviously was a great, second option as well. But I think this is the most talented player LeBron has played with as far as on the offensive end, being able to, score the ball and get assists. Luka is probably one of the greatest already at being able to do that. But you're right, man. I just think that Joker is a matchup problem for them, and styles make fights, and I don't think that they would beat Denver. Now, what could happen is they can avoid Denver depending on where they place, right?
Yes,
and they might not, they might not have to, run through that, match up with Joker. But yeah, they're a contender. I don't think they'll win it all. I just don't think that they have enough.
Yeah,
I don't think their lob threats are really, good enough. I don't think they have enough size. I don't think they have enough depth. But they have two superstar players that can really get it going in a major way. So
and they got strength. They got strength on that wing.
They do.
That wing. They got Rudy, and they go Finley Smith.
Mm-hmm.
They got
Vanderbilt.
They got Reeves. And they got DK back. They got strength on that wing.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? Which is a very important position in the league because you want a lot of switchable matchups. They got strength on that wing. But enough about them. We're gonna go back to your story. You got the Nets. You got Boston.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh. You good with talking about Boston?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Boston, my boy. Yeah,
okay. Because you act like you ain't know me when I played for the Celtics.
You still remember that?
Man, hey, Slim, hey, I'm going to say what's up to you tonight because we ain't going to talk during the, while we're in the series. All right, bro, I'll see you this summer, bro. It's all good.
Hey, no, listen, I tell people this all the time, dog, and I said this on the other podcast, man. I wasn't good enough to do both.
Yeah.
I wasn't good enough to be your friend and still play hard. Like, I had to separate the two.
Yeah.
Because I needed that edge. I needed that chip on my shoulder. That's when I thrived.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
between the Miami Heat culture and the Miami High, Shaky Rodriguez, Frank Martin culture, they indoctrinated you to, play with that chip on
I did
your
the
shoulder.
Same thing. We played against Dallas, and I played against Marquise. And Marquise, we go way back, too. And I ain't speak to Marquise in that playoff series.
All right, I'll talk to you this summer. All right, you did.
I ain't had that talent. I wasn't drafted, Keyon. I remember like y'all, so I kept a chip on my shoulder, man. That's how I got through the league.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. And look, for me too, it was a bit like that because once you go through the Heat system, you play the game a certain way, and you basically willing to die out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you really buy into it,
yeah.
You really I don't care about getting elbowed. I don't care about nothing out here.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I got a job to do, and I'm gonna do it to the best and the hardest I can do it.
Man, listen.
So I definitely understand that. But man, that was some fun matchups, bro. I can't front. Playing in those series, bro, and playing with Ticket, changed my life. Ticket
and
was
talk
one
about
of
that,
the
man,
best.
because regardless of the back and forth that we had, man, I got the ultimate respect for his game, his
Ticket,
leadership.
Man.
Coming down the basketball court and this calling out every pin down, every cross screen, just policing the defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Being that leader, vocally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And by example.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, just talk about the opportunity to play with KG and what he brought to the game, what you was able to learn from him.
Ticket will unlock you. He'll unlock you in a way he'll unlock the beast in you. He'll make, like Shaq, he'll make you feel appreciated. He'll speak life into you.
Yes.
He'll tell you how cold you
That's
were.
leadership.
He'll tell you
That's
what
leadership.
you need. He did the same thing the same way every time, every day. And I don't think he gets enough credit because, he was getting in hyperbaric chambers, getting massages,
Wow.
you know what I mean, doing all these different things with his body before it was the norm. And so now it's the norm to have normal techs and game readies and have all this stuff on the road, ice baths and things like that. Ticket was doing this stuff years ago,
yes,
putting us up on it. Come get in the hyperbaric chamber. It's going to help you with recovery. Here, come take some of this coconut water and put some chia seeds in it so, they expand so they're going to hold hydration. Everything he did, it was with passion and things like that. But, man, playing with those great players like that, man, they enhance the NBA experience. So I'm thankful I got an opportunity to play with all those guys.
Man, and I'm thankful, too, because it's playing against people like Ticket and being in series like that bring the best out you.
Absolutely.
And let you know what you're really made of.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You don't really know what you're made of until you throw it in that fire.
Until you took the mouthpiece out and say, you can't go under this. I feel you. You need that.
Yeah,
you need
man.
them,
Yeah,
you need those
that.
moments.
So, you go and you get towards the end and injuries.
Mm-hmm.
The injury bug. If I'm not mistaken, it's the hip.
Yeah, man. Both of my hips are degenerative.
Yeah,
both of them are degenerative. They start happening around my last year in Orlando. That was one of the reasons I didn't re-sign with them. So I had to get surgery. I still have a tear in my labrum. Had to take a lot of cortisone shots and things like that to, just to be able to go out there and perform.
Yeah.
I got bit by the injury bug a little bit. And then I also got burnt out at the end of my career.
Yeah.
I got worn down, had some incidents that happened that put me in a situation where I had to address some of my mental health.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? It didn't end the way that I wanted to end. But, when one door closes, another opens. So I got an opportunity to work in the front office with the Celtics and got to work for the Players Association and got to coach with the Utah Jazz. And so the game has been good to me, even though I've made mistakes and I've had my shortcomings and I had my failures that I, take full responsibility for. this game is still a game that keeps on giving. And I'm still able to talk because I was in this particular game.
The NBA season is heating up, and there's nothing better than being at the arena live. You can sit at the crib and watch a game, or you can get to the game, see your favorite players play live. That's why you have to go to the GameTime app. Go to GameTime now and get your best seats to see your best players play. You will not get better deals anywhere than on the GameTime app. And with GameTime's all-in pricing, the price you see is the price you get. There are no hidden fees or surprise fees at checkout. What could be better? The GameTime app gives you the lowest price guarantee. That means if you find a lower price anywhere, GameTime will guarantee you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime Picks. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code OGs for $20 off the first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code OGs for $20 off. Download GameTime today. What time is it? Game time.
Who's scoring big in the NBA this season? You are. With all the new ways, get in on the action with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. DraftKings is the home of NBA player props, so you can get behind your favorite players any which way, from monster slams to dishing the rock to cleaning the glass. And here's something special for first timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use codes OGs. The crown is yours. Stay in on the action and use $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings. Same game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live, in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not available in your state, don't worry about it. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Pick 6 and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code OGs and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code OGs, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.